Hey guys, and welcome back to another true story animation. We don't know if it's true, but that's the fun of it, right guys? So today, the animation is I am allergic to skin. What? I don't know. We're gonna do it in a few seconds. So let's go ahead and start the video in 3, 2, 1. Oh no, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you're new, and also make sure to enjoy the video. Now start the video.
Not worth it. My parents make my life hell because I'm dating you, and it's better if we just break up.
No.
I responded, "It's okay, and I hope you will be happy in your new life." I tried to not look.
Before this video starts, make sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking the subscribe button down below. And of course, make sure to like this video and comment down below. Subscribe to me. Remember that all of that is written down in the description below. So yeah, go check it out. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're reacting to another true story animation. We don't know if it's true, but that's the fun. We're on youtube.com. Let's go and get started. By the way, girl, what do you have in your hand? In your arms? I don't know. I just saw a kiss. Okay.
Hey, I'm Christine.
Hi, Christine. I just saw that. Okay. How are you, Christine? Welcome to my channel.
My classmates have always been scared of me.
Why?
It's not because I'm a bully, but it's because of my skin disease.
I saw it.
My body parts are often swollen and covered in bruises.
Ooh.
Many kids called me the Blue Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Oh, they're scared of her or they're bullying her?
The only person who defended me was Paul. He didn't mind how I looked.
Oh, I like Paul.
And that's why he asked me to become his girlfriend.
Already? You just start the video like that. Okay, we're like 21 seconds in and you already have a boyfriend?
Of course I said yes.
Yeah.
But there was one problem. His parents. When they saw my skin all swollen and blue, they thought I was a freak and asked, "What's wrong with you?"
It's like yesterday's video. The parents' girlfriend-boyfriend thing were so mean to the girl who was allergic to the cold.
I said I have skin disease called chronic idiopathic hives, and whenever someone or something touches me, I'll have an allergic-like reaction to it.
Oh! So now let's see. She's allergic to skin? What? Poor girl.
But don't worry, it's
like
contagious. Just me. I'll have an allergic-like reaction to it. But don't worry, it's not contagious.
Okay.
His mom responded, "My son won't date a freak like you.
She's mean.
There's a pretty girl that won't embarrass him in public." Her words hit me like a slap in the face. But Paul came to my defense and screamed, "Mom, you're so fat. Why don't you care about your own problems first?"
Hey, you don't insult your mother like that. Oh my God. Okay.
Defense and screamed, "Mom, you're so fat. Why don't you care about your own problems first?"
Oh my God.
When we got into Paul's room, he said, "I don't care about my parents' opinion. I love you, and that's all that matters."
Yeah. But you still have to care about your parents' opinion because they literally raised you.
And of course, I loved Paul back. But the next time his mom saw me, she asked, "If you have kids, will they look as monstrous as you?"
Oh my God.
Then she put her finger on my forehead and pushed me back. A few minutes later, I was left with a small bruise that stayed for several days.
No.
Of course, I was too scared to go back to Paul's home. Instead, we started seeing each other inside a forest next to our school.
Oh, cool.
There we had total privacy and could do whatever we wanted. We often kissed so much that my
Oh my God.
lips turned blue. And
Why? Why?
do whatever we wanted. We often kissed so much that my lips turned blue. And one time, He pressed his hand against my breast with so much force that it turned into one big blue bruise for the next 2 weeks.
My God, why would he do that?
We were as happy as one could be, until Paul told me that his parents were sending him away to live with his aunt in a different state.
Why?
My heart broke into a million pieces.
I knew she would say, I was heartbroken.
With his aunt in a different state. My heart broke into a million pieces. I've been so sure we would stay together forever. But that was just a teenage dream. Paul said, "You know I love you. I always will."
He just touched her and she started having red spots. No.
But it's not worth it. My parents make my life hell because I'm dating you. And it's better if we just break up.
No.
I responded, "It's okay, and I hope you will be happy in your new life." I tried to not look sad because I didn't want to make it harder for him. But after he said goodbye, I sat down under a tree and cried late into the night.
Poor girl.
I knew if it wasn't for my skin disease, Paul and I would have stayed a couple. But life isn't always fair.
It's always unfair. No, just kidding.
After Paul was gone, the other kids in school started making fun of me again. I was so happy when I finally graduated. I wanted to start all over, and that's why I moved to New York.
Yeah, New York. That's where I love to go. Not I'd love to go. I love going there.
There I studied economics for 3 years and even dated a new guy.
Yeah. But the other guy's better.
Whenever my skin had a strong allergic reaction, I could see the disgust in his face.
Oh my God. I don't like this guy.
One night we slept next to each other, and while I was sleeping, he wrote his name into my skin with his fingernail. It wasn't long before it was swollen so much that I woke up.
No, Christine!
I had to scream when I looked into a mirror and saw what he'd done. He thought it was funny, but I didn't. So I broke up
He just threw him out of the door.
and saw what he'd done. He thought it was funny, but I didn't.
Ew.
So I broke up with him and tried to focus more on college. But studying was never easy. Some days my body was completely covered in hives.
No.
But studying was never easy. Some days my body was completely covered in hives, bruises, and swellings. They were itching so much that all I could do was lie in bed and cry. I barely graduated, but still managed.
Finally, at least she did it.
All I could do was lie in bed and cry. I barely graduated, but still managed to get a job at an investment bank.
And then she's gonna get rich, and then all the guys are gonna love her. Yeah.
I paid $40,000 a year, which
Oh my God, that's not as much.
wasn't much, to get a job at an investment bank. It paid $40,000 a year, which wasn't much, but barely enough for
Yeah, I know.
New York. Unfortunately, my skin disease got so bad that I couldn't go to work anymore and got fired.
No, why? This guy's mean. I don't like him.
That was the darkest moment of my life. My skin was hurting like hell, and I'd lost my job.
No bad words in this channel.
I was about to give up on life, so instead of finding a new job, I moved into a homeless shelter. All I did was lie in bed, depressed and scratching my skin.
Don't do it.
Finally, I wondered, is there anything I want to do before I die? The answer was yes. I wanted to see Paul one last time. I wanted to see if he was happy.
Do it.
So I
I like Paul.
tracked him down and found out that he was working for a consultancy firm in Washington. Then I took a bus and went to surprise him. Of course, I was nervous about meeting him again. He'd done well in life.
Yeah, and you didn't. Sadly.
I'd failed at everything. I was afraid of his judgment, but I was also desperate to see him again. So I waited in front of his office building. When he came out and saw me, he cried, "Oh my God, Christine! It's so nice to see you!"
Yeah, she's nice. Oh my God.
He came out and saw me. He cried, "Oh my God, Christine! It's so nice to see you! How are you doing?" I said, "I'm good. I just wanted to catch up with an old friend." He said, "Sure," and we went to a restaurant. There he told me about his job and how he had to work 80 hours a week. But when he asked me how I was doing, I blushed and looked away. He said, "Come on, I'm your friend.
Tell him.
You can tell me anything." So I told him how I got fired and lived in a homeless shelter because of my skin condition. I even told him I was depressed and rarely got out of bed.
Poor girl.
My parents. When we said goodbye to each other, I had tears in my eyes. It
was embarrassing.
So nice to see Paul again. I still loved him as much as the day we broke up. In another life, we would have gotten married and lived happily ever after. But that wasn't my destiny.
Because of their mean parents, Paul.
I ended up moving back into my mom's home.
Okay, their family have pink hair.
Dad had just gotten divorced.
What? No, her life is getting worse and worse.
He was happy to have some company. But just a few days later, I got a message from Paul that said, "Hey, Christine, I saw you last week. All my feelings for you came back."
Oh, yes, they're getting back together.
I can't stop thinking about you. I just broke up with my girlfriend, and I'd love you to come back to Washington.
I knew it.
You can move in here right now.
It said Paris, not Washington.
Wow, my head spun around. It felt like a gift from God.
It is.
A little hope in a hopeless life.
It's not hopeless. Be happy.
I immediately drove back to Washington, and when I saw Paul, we gently fell into each other's arms, kissing passionately for ages.
Everything's gonna be blue now.
It felt like we were teenagers again, making out in the forest while we hid from his parents. Life was good again. I felt motivated and found another job, but my chronic idiopathic hives flared up again, and the
I hate you, hives.
pain kept me awake at night, so I barely ever got any sleep. When I got fired from my job again, I felt so ashamed.
Why?
But Paul said, "Don't worry, it's not your fault, and I'm making enough money to take care of both of us."
Yes.
Well, that was our life for the next 2 years.
Okay, it started in 2017. Finished in 2019. That's her life.
I stayed at home doing nothing, while Paul worked long hours. But then I got pregnant and everything changed.
Why?
At first, Paul was super happy and screamed, "We're going to be parents! This is the best day ever!" But I wasn't sure. I felt like Paul deserved someone better than me. Even though he seemed happy, I felt I was holding him back. And the next day, Paul went on his knees in front of me and got out an engagement ring. He said,
Cool.
"Christine, will you marry me?" I started crying and said,
What, they're gonna be parents without getting married?
"I can't. You deserve someone better than me. I'm a mess." He responded, "I don't care. I love you and I don't want any other girl." So in the end, I agreed and said,
They were getting married. They were having kids without getting married first. Oh my God.
"Yes, I want to marry you." But then came the hard part. We had to tell his parents about our engagement.
No, that's sad. Instead of an apple, there's a carrot.
He called them up and said, "Hey, you remember the girl I was dating in high school?" His mom responded, "The freak with the skin problems?" Paul said,
She's not a freak, she's nice.
"Yeah, I just wanted to tell you that we're engaged now." His mom was quiet for a few seconds, but then she started crying and screamed, No, you deserve better than her." Wow, she really hated me. But Paul still arranged a dinner for us and his parents. Maybe we could work things out. His parents
Yeah, his parents can be nice. Give them a chance.
still didn't know I was pregnant. We wanted to tell them over dinner. But before we could say anything, his mom said, "I have a surprise for you, Paul." And then a really gorgeous girl sat down at our table. Paul's mom said, "This is Georgina. I want to ask her something. Georgina, do you think my son Paul is attractive?" Georgina responded, "Yes." Then his mom asked, "Would you date my son?" And she said, "Yes, I would love to date him." Tears were running down my cheeks. Georgina was so beautiful, I felt unworthy compared to her.
Oh my God. She had white hair.
But Paul got annoyed and asked Georgina to leave. Then he turned to his mom and said, "You are absolutely disgusting. Instead of welcoming my fiancée into our family, you're hurting her. How dare you? She's pregnant. You're going to be a grandmother." That's when his mom turned to me and screamed, "What have you done to my boy? Your child will be a monster just like you."
No, it won't, Mother.
But Paul had enough. He said, "Don't worry. You will never meet your grandchild. And this is also the last time you will see me." He
No.
stormed out and I followed him. When we got home, I told Paul how sorry I was. I said, "I'm causing so much trouble in your life. This is your last chance to leave me. If you want another girl, just tell me. I will understand." But Paul responded, "I love you and I will always love you." Then he gave me a soft kiss on my lips. Of course, that's what every girl wants to hear. But we soon learned that love isn't always enough. Because after I gave birth to our daughter, Olivia, the problem started. I was supposed to take care of her, but due to my depression, I couldn't get out of bed.
She's still depressed?
So when I heard Olivia crying from another room, I didn't go check for her. Paul didn't realize how terrible of a mother I was.
And she had pink hair as well.
Until one day, he came home from work and found our baby screaming on the ground with marks all over her face. She probably fell down the stairs.
No.
This was the first time I'd seen Paul angry at me. He screamed, "You are a terrible mother." And of course, he was right. But I was so depressed. I didn't even respond to him. Right now, all I do is watch YouTube and hope that my skin condition will get better someday. The pain is unbearable and ruining my life.
Oh no.
Hey.
Poor Christine.
I'm Christine.
Yeah, she's Christine. Poor Christine. Okay, now share my story. Thanks, you deserve a like. Like you deserve to give a like to my YouTube channel. Subscribe to it and give a like. Because yesterday I reacted to I'm Allergic to the Cold True Story Animation Reaction. Yeah. So, yeah, this video is coming out right now. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love y'all so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye! Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure to click that like button. Might as well click that subscribe button. Also, that little bell button to turn on notifications and become part of the Rafa Fofo Squad. Don't you want to become part of the Rafa Fofo Squad? I know you do. Make sure to share this video with your friends so they can see as well because it's so cool. And if you want to see more content from me, go check out my channel. You'll see plenty of videos. Yesterday I did a video of a true story animation too. So, bye guys!